Yes, that's right. No, there wasn't an issue with your sound. Yeah, so my local Meijer just got restocked with their NECA stuff, and one of the things that I saw was this Damien Leone's Terrifier Ultimate Art the Clown action figure. So here he is, and he looks really cool, really fun. Here he is with Mr. Michael Myers, another silent killer, of course. Here he is with Mortal Kombat 11 Joker from McFarlane. I think that that's pretty cool, having these two together. Of course, here he is with Marvel Select Spider-Man. He's quite a bit taller than him, which is very interesting. And as far as how tall he is, why don't we find out together? So he stands from the bottom of his giant clown shoes to the top of his head. We're going to say he's just under 7 3/4 inches. And that will translate to, let's just say, about 19.5 centimeters. So here he is, and he looks really cool. If you didn't watch my shorts recently, I made a thing where like I drew my favorite horror villains, and this guy was number one. This is my favorite horror villain here. So yeah, he looks really good. I think the detail looks just fantastic. I mean, this is NECA we're talking about. They always do a really good job with this kind of thing. I really like the detail of how this is like more of a cloth. I mean, it is plastic, but it looks like this is like a separate like texture compared to his face, which is basically just a human face with makeup on it. So I think that's cool. I like the black top hat there. I think that looks good. The face itself looks really accurate. Like I said, it looks like, you know, just a human face with a whole bunch of makeup on it. And of course the long hooked nose with the black dot on there, and then the really crazy looking eyes. That looks really good. The horrible looking teeth with like them being all yellow and gnarled and stuff like that. That looks really good. And then with the detail, I mean, it's a very simple design of, it's basically just, you know, a black and white striped thing. But I mean, it looks good. I like this thing, whatever you call it. It looks accurate. I like the white and the black there. And it is a loose piece, so you can, you know, kind of twist it around and all that, but it just sits there nicely. The body itself being, you know, like I said, black and white striped, I think that looks really cool. It definitely has a lot of shelf presence. Like, even if you don't know who this is and you just stand this on a shelf, I feel like it kind of stands out because it's primarily just two colors, you know, two contrasting colors and all of that. I like the black dots, or, you know, I don't know what you call these, but, you know, they're accurate to the suit and they look good. The sleeves, I like how they're all like baggy and stuff, and then they kind of have these little frills at the end there. The gloves look good. How they're kind of like that muted, like you would believe that like these are white gloves, but they're just like really dirty and grimy, which makes sense given who this is. And then he's got, you know, his fingers there. And then it's the same kind of thing on the other side, just with a black sleeve. And then he's got the really baggy pants, and then of course these giant clown shoes, because of course he has these, and I like how they kind of, you know, kind of go outward and around in that. I think it looks really cool. And yeah, that's about it. And then as far as articulation goes, I was pleasantly surprised by this. So for the head, he can look up pretty decent amount. He can look down a really good amount. He does have some pivoting and all of that. It's just kind of, you know, what they normally do. It's just this guy doesn't have, you know, like a big collar like Michael Myers does, so he has a lot more you know, range with that. For the arms, they can go out comfortably about that far. And of course you can rotate all the way around. There is no bicep swivel. There is a single joint for the elbow, and that's the one thing that I think they could have given this guy, is a double jointed elbow. A little disappointed in that, but, you know, regardless, he does have that. And he does also pivot a little bit. He does have a swivel and a hinge for the wrist. The thing I was surprised by is, if you've seen my reviews of the Michael Myers figures, you know that they often have like this really thick material, and then there is a joint there, but you really can't use it. With this one, I was worried that it was going to be kind of the same thing, but this is actually a really soft, like PVC piece. So what you can do with that is you can actually lean him back a little bit, and you can lean him forward a little bit, and you do also have some pivoting there. So it's not much, but it is more than what they normally do with figures like this. So I think that that's good. For the legs, they can go out really far, you know, pretty easily there. So I think that that's good. They can go forward and back a pretty good amount. I think that that's good. You do get a little bit of a thigh swivel, so there you go. For the knees, you get a single joint. It doesn't give you the most amount of range, but I think that that's, okay. It's not like he, like, runs around. I mean, I guess he does kind of jump and all of that, but, yeah, he's not really known for, like, running. But, yeah, at least not that I can recall. His feet do go back. They do go forward. They can pivot around, and that's about it for the articulation. Like I said, I think that what they did with the torso, I think that's a step in the right direction with going forward with other characters like this. So there you go. Now let's talk accessories. And if I go over every accessory in detail, this video is going to be like an hour long. He does have his trash bag, which I think is cool. And it is tied. It came in like this. It was just like in a little like bag, underneath the, inside. And it does have a little piece of cardboard on the inside. You can feel it, and you can kind of like fluff this out a little bit so that it looks like it's, full of his tools and all of that. And you could theoretically like open this up and maybe put all of these in here, but it's mainly designed just to look like this. And then of course you can have him holding on to it, but you can't really have it like slinging over his shoulder or anything like that, just because, well, that's as much range as his arm gets. So I'm a little disappointed in that. But it's still cool that he came with this nonetheless, because when I think of Art, I think of his trash bag full of stuff. But yeah, so he does have that. And then he does have, because this is the first movie, he does have the doll of the cat lady. And I think the doll looks good. I always think it's cool when NECA throws in stuff like this, to where, like, yeah, it's specific to one movie or like one character, but you could really put this anywhere. In like a, like a bedroom display or something like that, and it could really work for any of that. So I think that that's cool. I like the yellow detail for the hair and like the cheeks and the lips and all of that. And the dress itself, it looks kind of worn and like, grimy and all of that. I think that's cool. So he does come with the cat lady's doll. And then he comes with a whole bunch of weapons. He does come with this thing, which he uses in the movie. It's got a nice little handle there, and then it's got all of these different cords with scissors and blades and scalpels and like all of this stuff. So he does kind of use it like that. So it's kind of cool that he has this. It's a good attention to detail that they have this, even though I wouldn't really display him with that, but it is cool that he has that. He does have with this being the first movie, I mean, I think we all know the scene that this movie is known for. That's, of course, involving this and a particular person hanging upside down. But, yeah, so I do like this, how it looks rusted and, like, kind of weathered and all of that. And even got some, like, stains on here from, like, him using this on somebody else, probably. So, yeah, that looks good. He does have a hammer, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a straightforward-looking hammer, but I like the detail there with the kind of like the worn out texture. I actually have a hammer that looks similar to this, so yeah, there you go. He does have a Michael Myers type kitchen knife, which, it's cool that he has that. And if you want to have Michael Myers like dual wielding kitchen knives, well, here you go. You can give him one, even though he often comes with more than one as well. But yeah, there you go. So he has that. He does also have a meat cleaver, which is cool. It's a lot bigger than the one that came with the Roy Burns figure. I probably should have brought that one out, but regardless, he does have that, so that looks pretty cool. I like the hole in there, just like a real meat cleaver has. So there you go. There's that. He does come with this thing. So I know that like this is useful in like the medical field of like you squeeze this and it like it either like takes liquid out or puts liquid into something. So I know what this is for, I just don't really know what it's called, but it looks good. So he does come with that. He comes with another meat cleaver here, which is smaller. So maybe these are like two different types of meat cleavers. I'm not entirely sure. You can let me know in the comments. But he does come with two of these, and like I said, one is smaller than the other, but they both basically have the same detail. He does come with this thing. I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be a hammer or an axe or what this is, or maybe this is like the tool that doctors use where you like have your knee and the doctor like hits under the knee to get the reflex going. Maybe that's what this is. I'm not entirely sure, but it's got blood on it, because of course it does. And yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what this is, but he has it. He also comes with this thing. This looks more like an axe. So this is cool. I like how it's got kind of like chip marks on it, where it looks like, this has been used quite a bit. And yeah, so there's not really much to say about that. He does come with a scalpel here. At least I think this is supposed to be a scalpel. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's just, a tiny little blade there, but, definitely effective. And yeah, it's cool that he has that. He also comes with a drill, because of course he comes with the drill. I even like the detail of how they have a power cord there. So you could, like, have this, like, plugged into something. Of course, it wouldn't actually work, but it's cool that they have that detail there. And then they even have the detail of, like, little, like, metal, drill bit there. So there you go. I think that's cool. He does come with a handgun, because if you've seen the movie, you know that he pulls this literally out of nowhere. Like, you would not expect him to have this, and he just pulls it out, takes out, why am I forgetting her name? But the main girl for, like, the first half of the movie. But yeah, he takes her out with this, so I think that's cool that they have that. He does come with another, scalpel or switchblade, or what this is supposed to be. I'm not, like an X-Acto knife, maybe? Maybe that's what this is supposed to be. But yeah, it's just all one color. But yeah, it looks good. It's got nice detail there. And then the last thing that I thought was kind of funny is he comes with this. So, like, I know this is supposed to be kind of like a machete, but it's like, this is like a machete, like, on steroids. Because, like, why is it, like, curved that way? And it's, I don't know, but I think it's funny that he has this, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have him displayed holding this, just because of how funny I think it is. But yeah, so he does come with this machete thing. And then, speaking of hands, he does have a gripping hand. This is like a tight gripping hand. He has one of those on each side. He does also have a pair of, like, relax / gesturing hands. So there you go. He does have a little bit of a trigger finger hand for both sides. So there you go. If you wanted to hold the firearm that he has, you can do that. And then he does also have another hand here as, like, kind of like the OK symbol. But I feel like this is also designed for, like, holding the garbage bag. So, like, you could hold it by the end there like that, like he's, disposing of the remains of someone or something like that. And then he does have another hand as well, which is kind of like, it's kind of like a half trigger finger, half, like, open hand. So I think that that's kind of cool. He does also have some alternate faces as well. So it's not alternate heads, but he does have alternate face plates. So you can just take this off, and then you're left with that, which I know that that's, like, designed for, like, simplicity if you just plug it in like that, but I just think they always look so weird like that. But regardless, so you have this one, which is, open and laughing, and when I think of art, I think of, him making a face basically like that. But he does have some other faces here. He does have this, like, gridded expression and him smiling, so, there you go. He has that. He does have more of an angry expression of him basically being like, how dare you ruin my fun, even though he doesn't talk. You can picture that that's kind of what he's thinking. And then he has just a plain and simple, he's not mad, he's just disappointed face. So there you go. He does have that. So yeah, I think that these are all really cool, really fun, and all of that. And I guess the last thing to talk about is the box. And it's got the artwork from the first movie there, which I think is cool. Then you have, that on there. You do have this, which I noticed this right off the bat, of, like, the black and white with, like, the red font there. And the first thing that I thought of was this DVD design for Halloween 2. And I have no idea why they went with this black and white design with, like, the red text. But that's what I thought of right away. When I saw this, I was like, oh, yeah, it's art, but it looks like Halloween 2. I don't know if anyone else thought that, but I certainly did. So there's a picture of art, like, tearing through the box. And you do get a similar thing on the other side there. Then you get nice product image of him, like, using all of his accessories and all the different stuff. And you get all of that, including an arsenal of weapons and accessories. Yeah, you can definitely say that again. And then, yeah, so here's that. Shout outs to all of those people. And then you have that barcode. Like I said, I found this at Meijer. So if that helps anyone, there you go. if you open this up, you get a nice product image of him. I like the subtle like red in the background. I think that's cool. Then you get a nice window there with some nice artwork of like the garage, or whatever that area is from the first movie there. So yeah, I think that's cool. So do I think this guy's worth it? I say if you like Art the Clown, and specifically the first movie, which I am curious, what is your favorite Terrifier movie? If you've made it this far, let me know what your favorite Terrifier movie is. For me, it is easily the first one. I know that's controversial. Everyone says like Terrifier 2 or 3 is the best one, but for me, it's always been the first one. But yeah, so let me know what you think. I mean, I think he's cool, but yeah, I mean, like I said, the biggest problem I have is that he doesn't have double jointed elbows, which kind of bothers me, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me that much because I really just want that for one specific pose. But regardless, so there's that. So let me know what you think. You can, if you like this figure or whatever, be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like this guy? Do you not like this guy? Do you think, he should have come with the double jointed elbows and maybe some other things or whatever. If you want to see more content like this, you can definitely subscribe. Stay tuned for future stuff, because in case you're wondering, yes, I did pre-order the 2-pack of this guy and the little pale girl. So whenever I get that, I am going to post a video, but I don't have that yet. But yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, other than all of that, I do hope that you enjoyed. I hope they'll see you all later.